What's up, y'all? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and baby, let's get into the drama of it all. So in this video, we're talking about all things Real Housewives of Atlanta. And when I tell you I'm sick of them already, the season hasn't even aired yet, and I'm sick of them already. But let's get into it. All right, y'all. So first up, let's talk about Portia and Simon. So on the 12th, which I think was a Wednesday, it was released, or it was posted on all of the blogs, that Simon has sent a cease and desist to Bravo and I guess to Portia about filming in the Rolls Royce. So I'm not going to read the US Weekly article, but if I find the link to the article, y'all already know it will be in the description box below. But first, let's talk about what was posted on the Roa Talk on Twitter. It says, Simon Guobadia doesn't seem to be holding back with those cease and desist. Simon supposedly issued a cease and desist letter to order Bravo to stop filming the Rolls Royce he gifted to Portia. And this is the same Rolls Royce that like a couple of weeks ago they were fighting about. So then, according to the Bravo Shade Room, they have this. According to the cease and desist, Simon is the legal and sole owner of Portia's gifted Rolls Royce at US Weekly, #RHOA. Mr. Guobadia does not consent to the taping, filming, photography, or recording of the Rolls Royce, including any aspect of activity in or about the car. And then in the graphic they have posted, they have the Neighborhood Talks article where it says, Petty, Simon Guobadia issues a cease and desist for Bravo to stop filming the Rolls Royce he gifted to Portia. And then they also have a picture of what he posted on his Instagram where he said, no more Africans, no more Rolls Royce, #buy your own, #my family matters. And then they have a picture of Simon and Portia together. So Simon took to his Instagram and he said this: I'm in a big mood for being sassy and petty, being a big part of my personality, and I give credit to that trait for much of my success in life. Popular opinion does not get me paid. Being relentless does. When you call me sassy or petty, I take that as a compliment. #my life, my way. And then Marlo, I don't know if she was in the comments on underneath Simon's Instagram, or if she was in the comments in the Neighborhood Talk or somewhere else, but someone caught her comment where she said, when are these girls going to learn to get SHIT in their name? I might need to teach a class. This is wild to me. I still can't believe that the consequences of, karma, if you want to call it that, but consequences of Portia and Simon getting together really spun the block on them like this. Like, I really thought that they were going to be married for at least maybe 4 years, 3 or 4 years. 5 is pushing it, but I didn't think they would be married for a year and some change. And then bam, we getting a divorce and it's taking this long. I think I just saw someone report that Jeannie Mai and Jeezy's divorce is finalized. And it feels like they announced that divorce in April. And we're in June and they're not together anymore. So it's and they were together for at least a few years. So I just don't understand. I just don't get it, bro. I just don't get it. And shouts out to one of my mutuals who was because we were talking about this and they were like, man, Bravo don't got good lawyers, or Portia don't got any good lawyers for them to stop Simon. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, they probably do. But Simon seems like a litigious man. And the crazy thing about it is one of my favorite types of documentaries to watch are scamming, bank robberies, and fraud documentaries. And the thing that I have noticed every time I watch these documentaries is the people who are good at scamming people or committing mass fraud, they know the system that they're frauding or scamming. And to me, it feels like Simon knows who he's dealing with. I think Portia really thought she hit a lick And Simon said, no, sweetie, you the lick. Because he loves the fact that every time he slightly alludes to Portia, or he directly is coming for Portia, it ends up on the blogs. He is loving the fact that everybody is in his comments fighting. There's people defending him. There's people talking trash about him. He likes all the attention. And attaching himself to Portia has done that for him. Like, I go back to thinking about what people said. I think it was Tisa Tells when she said the reason why Simon broke up with Fallon was because she, well, I'm paraphrasing, but basically she was like, Simon broke up with Fallon because Fallon didn't get on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And at first I was like, I don't know, but the way that Simon behaves, I actually believe what Tisa be saying now, because I'm like, he behaves like he craves and yearns for this attention. And he getting it. And then for the people that are mad at Marlo, I don't know what for. What Marlo said wasn't a lie. I don't get why y'all are taking gifted cars from people that are not in your name. We have too many examples of men, women, people that identify in the middle or outside the gender spectrum, that people, when they get mad, they will revoke, take back anything that they give you. So if someone gives you a car, you need to have the title to the car. You need to have that thing in your name. So I'm not even mad at Marlo. A lot of people were like, well, Marlo just wants to be back on the show. Of course she want to be back on the show. But in all honesty, Marlo should have played her position as a friend of and stayed as that. She did horrible as a full-time housewife. And I think she alluded to saying that Kenya and what's her name? And possibly Portia were trying to keep her off the show. Probably. They don't like you, sis. So what'd you expect? So let's talk about what had Twitter in a frenzy yesterday. So according to the YouTuber by the name of Michelle Alien, she stated that the streets are saying that Kenya was allegedly suspended from RHOA until the investigation is over, and that Bravo really isn't happy about, I guess, the stunt that she pulled at her spa opening. Alien Michelle also said that filming has halted and Bravo advised the cast not to interact with Kenya. So I'm going to play the clip that was going around of the YouTuber Michelle Alien talking about this.
But yes, Kenya is suspended indefinitely. And the cast, the remaining cast, is not allowed to speak to her. They're not allowed to associate with her. And that's why when I saw her with Dr. Heavenly, I was putting 2 + 2 and 4. I was like, oh, she can't talk to the cast no more. She can't talk to Portia. Listen, and you know Candy Cruz is not going to talk to her either, even though Candy Cruz ain't got no peach right now. Candy Cruz trying to stay in their good graces. She can't talk to Portia. She can't talk to nobody. Kenya is essentially banned from the show right now. Okay, they investigated, they saw what she actually did, and she has been suspended indefinitely. Team Twirl, what y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do? Find out.
So if you guys would like to watch her video, this YouTuber's video in its entirety, I will link the link to that video in my description box below. I'm gonna be honest, when I found out this was everybody's source, I was like, I don't know if I believe this. And the reason why is because this YouTuber is known to have a strong disdain for Kenya and Candy. So I was just like, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. And I was just like, I'm gonna wait until somebody else reports on it. And then next thing you know, somebody said, girl, B. Scott done posted about it. And I was like, oh snap. So I guess it is real. So this is what was posted on B. Scott. It says, Kenya Moore suspended indefinitely from RHOA after oral sex poster scandal. It says Kenya Moore has reportedly been suspended indefinitely from the Real Housewives of Atlanta after allegedly displaying an image of newbie Brittany Eady performing oral sex at the Kenya Hair Spa opening event last week. It says and this is via page 6. It goes on to say, we were told Bravo cameras were rolling at the cast event where Moore 53 decided to unveil illicit images. The receipts of the alleged sexual acts remains unclear. And so see, this is my thing where I feel like the stories are contradictory, because How are you saying y'all had pictures? The picture was of Britney performing fellatio, but now in the article they're saying they're uncertain of what type of sexual act was taking place. So it says, meanwhile, an insider insists to us that the explicit image in question were readily accessible online. The insider went on to claim that Edie had made threats to Moore using the word GUN before the event. However, production sources told us at no time was Kenya ever threatened with the weapon, nor was there ever a weapon present during the course of production. We were told that an investigation was subsequently launched. I'm flabbergasted and floored, RHOA star Drew Sidora, who was at the party, tweeted afterwards. Eric Robertson, a photographer who was also in attendance, added in a since deleted tweet, I'm still trying to recover myself. I couldn't even take a photo. My mouth fell to the floor. I am just in awe, like that was the most deadliest scene probably ever filmed on the franchise. After the scandal made headlines, Moore took to her Instagram and said this to her story. Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. The truth always comes to light. She then added via Twitter, I would never engage in revenge, PORN. I have never distributed private images or footage of anyone nor solicited images owned by others to use to threaten or blackmail. I have always been vindicated. I can't talk about stories even with people planting fake ones. Hashtag Sweet 16. Edie, for her part, wrote via to her Instagram story, it's never a good feeling being targeted or hazed by someone I thought would embrace me into a new circle that I've never met. For the record, she added, I've never once had possession of any weapon or threatened anyone ever. I've never been to jail in a fight or even as so much had a speeding ticket. That's not my character. I am hurt by the narrative that was being displayed. Wrong is wrong. In a leaked audio, Moore was allegedly heard saying, you a paid hoe. Britney does escort. There's an IG that put her emails out on blast. She charges $1,400 for an appointment. You're not only a hoe, but you're a cheap hoe. You are on covers of magazines being a thought. You all are those things, okay? You never hear, you are over there on Snapchat. Yo Gotti was like, Snapchat me that PUSSY, and you did. Kenya has yet to publicly address the alleged suspension. And this was updated on June the 14th. So then I was like, oh my gosh, I guess it is true, because I saw the article on B Sky. Then I saw the Page 6 article. And then I guess what really was like the coup de grace for me that, oh my gosh, this is actually real, was Bryce Sanders. And he said, yes, Kenya has been suspended from RHOA and may not return. The rest of the cast is still filming. And this was, that's the guy that's always doing the interviews for Entertainment Tonight. So I was like, no. And right after I saw Bryce's Sanders tweet, then I saw Jay's reality blog tweet where it says, at E Entertainment Now is reporting Kenya Moore has been suspended indefinitely for filming #RHOA and is unclear if she will be back due to her incident with newbie Britney Edie. It says a source tells ET Kenya was suspended for allegedly depicting Britney performing sexual acts at the grand opening of her Kenya Moore hair spa in Atlanta. From images allegedly found online, the network is still reviewing the content Kenya displayed during filming. The rest of the cast is still actively filming for season 16. So once I read all the articles, like the B Scott, Page 6, and then I saw that from Entertainment, Bryce Sanders, and then I saw Jay's reality blog reported, and Page 6, I said, dang, Kenya. Dang, girl, you done got caught up. But there was still a part of me, and it's even still now, that I feel like there's still a contradiction for me. And I keep telling y'all, I am not a part of Team Twirl, and I'm a reformed Kenya hater. But I do know she brings something to the show. But I was just saying, like, I don't get how you suspend somebody indefinitely. And maybe this is because I don't work in HR, but how do you suspend somebody indefinitely and you're still doing an investigation? Like, I can understand suspending somebody until the investigation is over, but to suspend somebody indefinitely, is like, I'm just like, okay, so does that mean she did do something wrong, or y'all just, I feel like is like it's overkill. And what I mean by that is, I feel like because Bravo got all these lawsuits going on of people's questionable behavior, it's like, okay, we're gonna hit Kenya hard with this and then figure out where to go from it. Because I'm just kind of like, so did she do something wrong, or she didn't do something wrong? You got people who were there saying like, no, she didn't do anything wrong. You got other people saying, no, she did do something wrong. You got people saying they signed NDAs. And I was like, the NDAs can't be that strong because we heard audio. So I'm just kind of like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until, the season comes out so I can watch it. I still don't believe, well, it's still hard for me to believe that Kenya would do something like this at her business. But I mean, we saw the insurance fraud hoe poster board, and I guess she did it on purpose, because I remember last season her complaining about how she did have a launch party. We even saw the pictures for it, but production cut that out. So I guess she was like, okay, if I make a statement here or cause enough ruckus here, then they will have to put it in and people will have to see my business. And that's not a bad plan, but yeah, I think you went too far, ma'am. I think you went too far. So before we continue and talk about Kenya's live, let's talk about this photoshopped picture that's going around. There's a picture of Kenya, they're all like toasting and having a good time drinking, I guess at her launch party. And someone decided to Photoshop a picture of Britney on the TV that's in the background with a Photoshop dick in it, to be like, this is what everybody is mad about. It's a fake, like, it's not revenge. PORN. Now I have the picture, but I put an emoji on top of it, a sticker on top of it, and I was like, is that real? And I also, when I first saw it, I was like, if that honestly is the picture, then y'all are tripping. Like, is it childish and immature for her to like put a Photoshop dick in a picture? Yeah, but that's not revenge PORN. That's just somebody who has too much time on their hand and needs to, and Adobe and whatever she uses to Photoshop needs to be taken away. But then several other people were like, that was Photoshopped in there. So then someone posted another picture where the TV is in the background, but it's turned off. Like, there was nothing on the TV. And I actually believe that it was Photoshopped, because everyone's been saying that Kenya had a poster. It was a poster. No one has made any mention about a TV. So it's hard for me to believe that is what was on that TV, and we're just now finding out about it. I honestly, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait, because I just feel like something ain't right. Something is amiss right here. So while the internet was going crazy about this, Kenya decided to hop on her Instagram live, or her Insta story, and she said this: going live today at 6 p.m. Join me for the real tea, #RHOA. Now, everybody that wanted to know tea was waiting for Kenya to hop on live so that they could get the real tea. I was going to get boba and a poke bowl, so I waited till somebody screen recorded, and shouts out to the Peach Report, because they did. So let me play that clip for you. I will let you know that I think the live was like maybe 7 minutes long. What I got from the Peach Report was actually like 4 minutes and 30 seconds, but I put it on 1.5 speed because Kenya was dilly-dallying, and I said, girl, get to the point.
Like, I will never understand why, clickbait, or using my name as clickbait. Hey, Latoya Forever, using clickbait and these tactics, stalking me, violating my privacy, all of those things. And yes, some of those things come with the job, and I accept that, but not disparaging my business, not coming out over here and, literally booking up my books and then doing no shows because you wanted to see if, we were open, or you wanted to have a story, for clickbait online. It's not cool. Leave me alone. I'm a single mom. I'm out here just like anybody else. I am not getting child support. I'm not getting anything. I'm taking care of my daughter on my own. And I know a lot of you understand that. I'm an entrepreneur. So my endeavors, where, I invest my money, is always going to be in myself. And so far, so good. I have won at that game. But this salon has damn near broken the bank, because I just never knew it could dishearten me when you see people go out of their way to try to ruin your business. Like, I've even had people on Google and doing Google reviews, saying crazy stuff on Google reviews. So at the end of the day, I'm just like you. I am completely a single mom trying to take care of my child. I'm not getting support from my soon-to-be ex-husband because we're not divorced yet. So again, you just ride with me, ride with me through this journey, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs have the same journey of putting themselves, their money out on the line, and not even knowing that if it's going to work out. Someone wrote, request a deposit. At this point, we're not taking deposits. We're taking full payments because of all the hate and crazy people. There's some people are maybe just Uber fans that just want to get into the building, that just want to get into the building, just to either see me or see the place. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with you. Someone goes, the day the divorce is lasting longer than the marriage. Yeah, that's true. It's been 7 years. I got married 7 years ago. My anniversary was just a few days ago. So this has been a very, very tough week for me. Having to answer a lot of questions, from my daughter, having to just deal with all of the stresses that, just knowing that, the marriage came to an end, and I have this beautiful daughter as a result of that. So I can't say anything other than the fact that I am blessed. And I just want people to stop trying to tear down another Black woman's business. Like, it's not that serious. I think that I don't bother people unless they bother me. I'm over here trying to feed my family of 2. I have a lot of responsibilities, and I just don't need people just, going out of their way to disparage my, my good name. So yes, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I didn't get to 100,000 viewers, so I'm not sure if I should spill the beans on anything else. Thank you. Someone writes, we want you to win. I stay winning. It is in my blood. Everything, success matriculates around me. So I accept that. God has given me that. But I also give back as much as I possibly can. So I give back to so many charities, so many girls, just in my daily life. My ministry, what I do to help other young girls that are going through tough and difficult times. I give back. So that's just a part of who I am. I don't have to broadcast that. So again, thank you for being a part of building this empire with me. You will be seeing me. I'm not going anywhere, despite all this stuff that's surrounding whatever it is, people decided they want to write.
So shout out to the Peach Report, because again, Kenya was playing and I had things to do. So Kenya to me pretty much answered what people wanted to hear. She basically said, I'm not going anywhere, stay tuned. So I feel like that means that she did get suspended, but she didn't get fired, because I saw a lot of people be like, if Kenya's not on this season, I'm out. I was actually surprised the amount of people that felt that way, myself included. Now, I wasn't out for the season, but I definitely was like, I don't think it's going to be a good season without her, because who else do we have on that roster that I find entertaining enough to really sit down every Sunday and watch? Because the new girls is not giving me Bravo. I told y'all they giving very VH1, and I don't know how that's going to look on camera. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of like, I don't know, but yeah, and it's also interesting that people were saying, like in the reports that I saw, that they were like, the ladies are not supposed to interact with Kenya, but majority of the cast was in her live. User by the name of Ranked Real, they said whatever went down, it looks like most of the cast are supporting Kenya, #RHOA. And you see Portia in there saying we love you, Angela Oakley in there saying hey baby, Drew saying love you too. Shamia's in there saying, I'm here, hey girl, hey, and then Angela with 3 peach emojis and 3 hearts. So, like this person said, whatever went down, it looks like most of the cast still supports Kenya. So I don't know if that's an indication that like what they're saying wasn't that deep, or if they're saying something did go down, but it was warranted because of Britney's behavior. We don't really know, to be honest, because the only people that weren't in there was Cynthia, but we know Cynthia and Kenya are friends, and Brittany and Kelly are saying that they're best friends or besties in real life, so I wouldn't expect neither one of them to be in that live either. Especially Britt, because she the one that's beefing with Kenya. But it is very interesting. The whole situation is interesting because I do feel like what's being given to us, it's not lining up with the way I see people moving, that I feel like I need to see this for myself. So Brittany responded on her Insta story, she ended up it was like she looked pretty in the Insta story. I didn't get how it was shade until I heard she was playing the Look at Me Now song, but she played the audio where Chris Brown said, "How you hating when you can't even get in the club?" And then she was playing Cardi B's song Like What, where she was like, "I'm classy, but I'ma see you next Tuesday." So let me play that for you. I probably would have to distort the sound so I don't get a copyright.
Yeah, you can hate from outside of the club. You can't even get in. Let go.
So that was Brittany, I guess, shading Kenya, saying, this ain't what she want, like a Coach bag. This ain't, which Coach has some nice purses. And, saying, how you gonna hate, you can't even get into the club and stuff like that. What I will say is, it looks like Brittany is ready to battle it out with Kenya. Like, she not scared of the lady, so that's good. But it is interesting to see how everyone is taking this in. Like, some people who hate Kenya are like, of course she came for Brittany. Brittany's young and beautiful, da-da-da-da-dee-da-da. Then you got the people on the other side being like, Kenya is not threatened by this girl. She is not someone to be threatened by. And then you have people who are like in the middle that don't like Kenya, but also don't like Brittany. And it's so much going on around this show, and the show hasn't even aired yet, and it's tiring. And I'm like, yo. But I truly wonder, since I read that Jasmine Brand article, if we are going to hear anything else about the show, since they're trying their best to stop leaks from getting out. Because I don't think they wanted us to know that Kenya got suspended, but we do know now. So I guess it is what it is now. So yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic, and definitely hop down in them comments below and share your thoughts with me. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.